Hello everyone! Welcome to Melissa's Musings. It is an awesome Wednesday / hump day. And as you guys join me today, give me some hearts, give me some love, let me know that you're out there. Yay! I'm just going to tell you a little story. So yesterday I went to the doctor. I've been feeling pretty good overall, but I've definitely been noticing some fluctuations with my health and my stomach issues that coincide with my monthly cycle. So I felt like it might be hormone related, so I went to the doctor yesterday, particularly the gynecologist, and I showed up, and I actually a month ago had been really frustrated and irritated because I had shown up and it was actually the first day of my cycle, so I don't know why they don't warn women ahead of time that should you have your period, you can't go to this particular doctor, because like I would imagine that 25% of the people have this issue, right? Like 25% of us are experiencing this at any given time. However, showed up for my appointment. My gyno was like, "Why'd you come in today? Like, it's the first day of your cycle. I can't do anything." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that. Like, what a bummer." So I left feeling really frustrated because I had waited like 6 weeks for that appointment, and I had questions about my health. I wanted to know what's going on with myself. So I was like, oh, now I gotta wait another 6 weeks for my next appointment, blah, blah, blah. Well, in hindsight, thank you God and the universe, they always have a bigger plan, because here I am leaving that appointment 6 weeks ago feeling so frustrated. Like I was like, oh, I don't have the answers that I want. I wanna, start making progress on this, and now I'm gonna have to wait 6 weeks, all this stuff. Well, I showed up to my appointment yesterday, and turns out my doctor was sick. And I was like, great. Now who am I going to see? Now this chick is sick. Am I going to have to come back in another 6 weeks? Like, what's the deal here? So I saw a different doctor that I usually don't see. And like, what a gift. Because this person listened to me. I literally left my appointment crying because she listened to me. Something as simple as listening. She heard me. She heard what I had to say. Every time I feel like I go to my other gyno or my Western medicine doctor, I feel like I am told that I have an eating disorder, that I should pick up my IBS medication, that I should really start focusing on gaining weight, and just like a really negative attitude. It's always like, oh, okay, Melissa, well, if you weren't so skinny, you wouldn't have all these issues anyways. And I'm just like, okay, like this is real frustrating. Thanks for being so supportive and listening to me. And yesterday, this doctor that I was matched with that I've never gotten the chance to meet before, because my doctor was sick, she listened to me. And she like genuinely cared. She was sitting on the edge of her seat. She expressed that she was sorry that I was experiencing these symptoms. She had a bunch of suggestions. She suggested I see one of her specialists. All this stuff happened because my doctor was sick. And 6 weeks ago, she didn't want to see me. She was like, I like that you're here, but I can't see you. And so when I had left feeling so frustrated, I didn't realize in that moment the bigger picture and what was waiting for me on the other side of this appointment. What was waiting for me on the other side of this appointment was getting to meet a really awesome doctor who I've already asked to switch to, and she was like, of course. When I expressed my feedback to her and told her, like, because I was literally on the verge of tears after she listened to me and fully like heard what I had to say. She actually had written me a script to see one of the specialists. They have 4 doctors in the office, and she had just finished telling me how great all 4 doctors were and how impressed she was with all of them and how all of them would take care of me. So to go to the front desk and to see who had the first availability. And after feeling so well taken care of from her, I touched her hand and I was like, I want to acknowledge you. I was like, I haven't experienced coming to the doctor in a really long time and feeling heard. I was like, I didn't feel like you were rushing out to the next appointment. I didn't feel like you were like, okay, Melissa, like, we're just going to attribute everything to your weight and, like, you know what I mean, and not even listen to you. And it felt so refreshing. And I literally, with tears in my eyes, I looked at her and I said, I want to thank you so sincerely from the bottom of my heart for listening to me. Because I know it's something so simple, yet I don't often receive it when I'm in this environment. And, like, I want to thank you. Thank you guys for all the hearts and the loves. I see you guys watching, Jenny. And thanks you guys. I love you. So as I'm like sitting there, she listened. She like literally listened. She took it in and she suggested. And when I finished acknowledging her, she literally took the little script that she'd written. She crossed out any of the 4 doctors that she'd written on it. She crossed it out and she wrote one in particular, and she goes, she'll listen to you. And I know that she'll help you the best. And so, like, how amazing that there was such a bigger plan at play. I had no idea that 6 weeks ago when I left so irritated from my appointment, so frustrated that I was going to have to wait 6 more weeks for answers. Had it been the other way around, my doctor probably would have seen me for 5 minutes as usual. Like every appointment I have with her, it's like, okay, that's nice. She'll write me a script. She'll be out of the room in 2 minutes. And I'm just like, oh, like that. And I feel discouraged. I was like, well, that was useless. Like, I'm so glad I spent an hour in the waiting room. I left this appointment yesterday with a script to see the specialist, which I've seen the other doctor multiple times and I've yet to get a script for anything. So a script to see a specialist to look into endometriosis, which if anybody out there has endometriosis, would love if you could connect with me. Either comment below or please send me a message, because that's definitely what, like, all signs are pointing to a very severe case of endometriosis. My physical therapist thinks it's so. This new gyno thinks it's so. I've heard like multiple people tell me that they think my structure and my scoliosis could be worsening. So anyways, I was heard by her and I left this appointment feeling joyous. I literally had tears in my eyes. I felt loved by this doctor just because she took the simple sake of listening to me. And she literally sent me off with scripts to go get blood work in that moment, because like I wasn't feeling well yesterday in particular. I was really grateful to like be at the doctor on that day, because it was one of the days that I experienced symptoms. Like on day 10 of my monthly cycle, I have a weird symptom where I get this weird nausea and shakiness, and for like about 48 to 72 hours it will last. And I can barely eat food, even though I desperately want to. I feel like I'm gonna vomit up everything that I eat constantly, and I have these weird shaking episodes. Like I'll just walk around and my hands will be shaking. So I was so happy to be at the doctor, because she literally like looked at me and she was like, yeah, I can see that you're experiencing these symptoms right now. I'm going to have you go down to the labs. I want to see if you're anemic. I want to see if you're this. I want to see if you're that. And I was like, thank you for listening to me. I love you. And I literally basically told her that. I was like, I don't often feel this cared for, and I haven't had this type of experience with Western medicine in years. And like, I just appreciated her. And it seriously, I could tell that it made her day, because she had tears in her eyes and she was like, appreciating me for the feedback. She said it totally made her day, and she doesn't often get appreciated for what she does. And it made my day. And like, I feel really supported now. I feel like I've got a brand new awesome gyno that I get to see, and I've got a bunch of lab results that I'm waiting for, and I get to see a specialist too. So I'm feeling really excited on everything. And the message really was, as you navigate the world and are listening to the people around you, try not to be on to the next thing, rushing on to that next appointment or rushing on to the next thing on the to-do list, but try and be present with whoever you are with. Because I was struggling yesterday and I was having a rough day, and she changed my perspective so fully that not only did she make my day so much better just by being who she was in that moment, I felt heard, I felt seen, and I felt loved by somebody that I don't usually experience those feelings from. So it totally transformed my day. I felt so, fulfilled and like excited about the appointment and positive leaving it, where I'm usually feeling super negative and like bummed out when I'm leaving my Western medicine doctor. I'm usually like sent out with like, I don't know, an eating disorder like prescription or something, and I'm just like feeling super discouraged. So my appointment yesterday went super awesome. So the first reminder was for you guys, as you're going through your day, try and be present with those around you, because we, from a listening perspective, never know how life-changing it can truly be for somebody to just feel heard and to feel seen. So really be conscious of how you are living, and if you're listening and living in the moment with people. And then 2, hindsight is always 20/20. If I had known 6 weeks ago that I'd walk into yesterday's appointment and my doctor would be sick, I would have been like putting my party pants on and been like, 6 weeks, yeah, I get to meet a new doctor. But I wasn't. I was feeling really frustrated 6 months ago, or 6 weeks ago. I literally left the appointment crying. I was like having a really bad day. For those of you ladies out there, it was the first day of my period, so I was like, oh, I can't believe they didn't see me and didn't warn me about this. What a waste of time, my most valuable resource. So I was like literally having a moment 6 weeks ago, and I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't pretty. But in hindsight, it's always 20/20. So just another beautiful reminder that the universe always has our back, and if we just trust and go with the flow, like nothing dire happened in the last 6 weeks. In fact, I'm probably set up so much better for the success of these future tests and my future results just by having the fact that my appointment had to be rescheduled and that my doctor ended up being sick. So thank you, world. I appreciate the gifts I am getting bestowed upon. I love you guys. I hope you're having a great hump day. I will talk to you soon. Thanks for listening to my message. Bye.